Welcome to my channel. HD Rare Coins 111. In this video I tell you about the United States of America $1 which are most valuable and rare. If you interested, please subscribe my channel. Thanks. Top 1. Imagine holding a small piece of history in your hand. A coin, seemingly ordinary to the untrained eye, yet brimming with significance, mystery, and value. This is the story of the 1979 United States $1 coin, a numismatic gem that has captured the attention of collectors and investors alike. But what makes this coin so special? What hidden features make it stand out, and what is its true worth? Buckle up, because we're about to dive deep into this captivating story. The $1,979 coin wasn't just another coin minted during the late 20th century. It holds a unique place in American history. To understand why, we need to take a step back and look at the circumstances surrounding its creation. The coin was minted as part of a larger effort to change the currency system of the United States. This was during the presidency of Jimmy Carter, in the late 1970s, when the government was exploring ways to reduce the cost of producing coins. Up until that time, the U.S. had largely relied on paper money and the familiar half-dollar coin, which was often overlooked in circulation. A new dollar coin was seen as a solution, but it needed to stand out. After all, the United States had tried introducing new coins before, with mixed results. Think of the failed Eisenhower dollar, which had been largely unpopular and rarely used by the public. The U.S. Mint, undeterred, decided to give it another go with a fresh design. Enter the 1979 $1 coin, the first to feature the stunning Susan B. Anthony portrait. And this was no coincidence. Susan B. Anthony was a trailblazer in the fight for women's rights and suffrage in the United States. This coin was a tribute to her legacy, and the timing was significant. The 1970s were a time of significant cultural and political change, with women's rights movements gaining momentum across the nation. But there was a twist. While the idea was rooted in honoring Susan B. Anthony's contributions to American society, the coin's design wasn't universally embraced. The coin's obverse, the face side, depicted a striking portrait of Anthony, created by artist Frank Gasparo, who was a chief engraver at the U.S. Mint. She was shown in profile, looking resolute, with a serious expression, a powerful symbol of her dedication to equality and change. Surrounding her were the words, "Liberty," and "In God We Trust," and the year 1979. However, where the design becomes more interesting, and somewhat controversial, was on the reverse side. It featured an eagle in flight, grasping an olive branch in one talon and arrows in the other, symbolic of peace and strength. The inscription, "United States of America," was also visible, along with "E pluribus unum," meaning, "out of many, one." While this design was well received in terms of symbolism, there was an issue with the size and composition of the coin itself. You see, the new dollar coin was made from an aluminum bronze alloy, which gave it a distinctive golden appearance. At a glance, it looked strikingly similar to the widely circulating quarter, a coin of similar size. The problem? People just couldn't tell the difference. In fact, many people mistakenly confused it for a quarter, leading to public confusion and frustration. The U.S. Mint had designed the coin with the hope that it would replace the paper dollar, but it didn't quite pan out. People found it awkward to carry around, and the public wasn't ready for a new dollar coin. In addition, many people simply didn't like the coin's size and appearance. As a result, the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar coin wasn't widely used and became largely forgotten. But here's where the story takes a surprising turn. While the coin may not have been an immediate hit with the public, it didn't fade into obscurity. The story of the $1,979 is one of those strange twists of fate. Over the years, as the coin aged, it began to attract the attention of collectors. You see, it wasn't just any dollar coin, it was the beginning of a new chapter in American numismatic history. The 1979 Susan B. Anthony coin became part of a limited series, and because of its relatively short period of circulation, it became rarer and rarer to find in excellent condition. Part of the intrigue behind this coin is its variety. You may have heard of die varieties in coin collecting, and the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar is a prime example. The U.S. Mint actually produced two distinct types of this coin that year. The first, called the Type 1, or wide rim, variety, had a wider rim, which made it distinct from the second version, known as the Type 2, or close rim, variety, which had a narrower rim. It's this subtle difference that's made a significant impact on the coin's collectability. To make things even more interesting, the $1,979 coin didn't stop at these two varieties. There were also some errors, such as the famous near date and far date variations, which further increased interest among collectors. These are small discrepancies in the positioning of the date, but to numismatists, they are hugely significant. These errors, combined with the low mintage numbers, have made the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar an elusive treasure for collectors. Let's talk about how this coin has fared in terms of value. In 1979, the coin was worth just $1, its face value. But fast forward to today, and its value has skyrocketed. Depending on the variety and condition, some of these coins are worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars. For example, a pristine, uncirculated Type 1 coin can fetch up to $500 or more, while a well-preserved Type 2 might bring in a few $100s as well. But there's one coin that stands head and shoulders above the rest, the rarest and most sought-after version of the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar. A specimen with a specific error, known as the 1979 S-Proof Type 2, has sold at auction for an incredible $60,000. Yes, you heard that right. A coin originally minted for just $1 is now worth tens of thousands of dollars. How did this happen? It's a combination of rarity, demand, and the coin's historical significance. For those of you wondering why this specific coin is so valuable, let me break it down. The S mint mark on the coin tells us it was minted in San Francisco, and the proof designation indicates that it was produced with higher quality, intended for collectors rather than general circulation. When paired with the Type 2 design and a pristine condition, the coin becomes one of the most coveted pieces in numismatic circles. Collectors are always on the lookout for unique, well-preserved coins, and the 1979 S-Proof Type 2 is among the rarest of the rare. What makes this coin so desirable is not just its monetary value but also its connection to a pivotal moment in American history. The coin was meant to commemorate the work of Susan B. Anthony, but its short-lived and misunderstood run as a circulating coin only added to its mystique. Over time, it transformed into a symbol of something greater, a piece of numismatic artistry that tells the story of change, progress, and the evolution of currency in the United States. So, what does all of this mean for you as a viewer? If you have a $1,979 coin tucked away in your collection or in a jar somewhere, take a closer look. It could be a rare version that holds a significant value. But even if it's not worth tens of thousands of dollars, owning a piece of history like the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar is a treasure in itself. As we wrap up this fascinating journey through the world of the $1,979 coin, one thing is clear. The Susan B. Anthony dollar, while initially overlooked and underappreciated, has become an enduring symbol in American numismatics. From its ambitious design to its controversial circulation, and ultimately its resurgence as a highly valuable collectible, this coin proves that even the most humble pieces of currency can tell the most extraordinary stories. So, if you ever find yourself holding a 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar, remember, you're not just holding a coin. You're holding a piece of history, a link to the past, and perhaps a valuable investment for the future. And as we leave you with this thought, the next time you come across a seemingly ordinary coin, who knows what hidden treasures it might hold? Top 2. We're going to talk about the 1971 United States $1 coin, a piece of American history that might just have a much greater value than you think. The year 1971 marked a significant moment in U.S. coinage history. While many people may remember 1971 for its place in pop culture, music, and politics, coin collectors know it for a different reason: the debut of the Eisenhower dollar. It's hard to imagine now, but this coin wasn't always a fan favorite. But why? And why has it come to be such a sought-after piece of numismatic treasure today? Let's take a journey back in time to understand its origin, design, and eventual place in history. To understand the Eisenhower dollar's 1971 release, we need to first look at what came before it. For decades, the US dollar coin was dominated by the famous Morgan and Peace dollars. These coins were the epitome of American coinage, widely circulated and beloved by the public. But by the mid-20th century, dollar coins were in a steady decline. People were more accustomed to using paper bills for everyday transactions. In 1964, the U.S. Mint stopped producing the large, iconic silver dollars in favor of smaller, more convenient coins, and the dollar coin effectively disappeared from circulation. While there were brief attempts to revive the dollar coin throughout the 1960s, none succeeded in capturing the public's imagination. But in 1971, the U.S. Mint decided to try again with a bold new design, one that would honor both the legacy of a president and the promise of a modern, efficient currency. This was the year when the Eisenhower dollar was born. It was named after Dwight D. Eisenhower, the 34th President of the United States, who had passed away just a few years earlier in 1969. Eisenhower, a beloved leader who had served during World War II and as a two-term president in the 1950s, was chosen to be commemorated on this new coin, which would serve as both a tribute to his leadership and an effort to reinvigorate the dollar coin. But how did this coin come into existence, and why did it face the challenges it did? Let's dive into the design and minting details that set this coin apart from any other. The design of the 1971 Eisenhower dollar was created by chief engraver Frank Gasparo. On the obverse, the coin features a portrait of President Eisenhower, rendered in high detail and looking dignified, as if captured in the midst of his presidency. The design was meant to convey his leadership, strength, and connection to American history. Surrounding the portrait are the words, "Liberty, in God we trust," and the year, 1971. On the reverse side of the coin, Gasparo went even further to deepen its connection to American symbolism. He incorporated an image of the Apollo 11 mission's moon landing, with an eagle landing on the moon and the words, "E pluribus unum," out of many, one, encircling the image. This was a particularly powerful design choice, as the 1969 Apollo 11 mission was a defining moment in American history. The image of the eagle on the moon represented both the nation's technological triumph and its aspirations for the future. However, while the design was rich with history and symbolism, the coin's size and composition caused immediate challenges. The Eisenhower dollar was larger than the previous dollar coins, which made it cumbersome to carry and use in everyday transactions. Additionally, the coin was composed of an alloy of copper-nickel, giving it a silvery appearance, but it didn't contain any actual silver, despite initial expectations. The public was unprepared for such a large coin, and the Eisenhower dollar didn't receive the warm reception the U.S. Mint had hoped for. People found it difficult to use in vending machines and cash registers, which led to a sharp decline in its circulation. Despite its lackluster success in everyday transactions, the coin found a second life as a collectible item. Minted for just a short period of time in the 1970s and 1980s, the Eisenhower dollar became a numismatic treasure as people began to realize its historical significance. The coin's unique design, featuring both a presidential tribute and a reference to one of the greatest technological achievements of the 20th century, made it highly sought after by collectors. Now, let's talk about why the 1971 Eisenhower dollar is one of the most valuable coins in the series, with some specimens fetching jaw-dropping prices at auctions today. First and foremost, collectors are particularly interested in the 1971 Eisenhower dollar because of its rarity, and the fact that it was the first year of mintage. But not all 1971 Eisenhower dollars are created equal. In fact, there are several varieties of the 1971 coin that significantly impact its value. The 1971 Eisenhower dollar was minted in both Philadelphia and Denver. Most of the coins produced that year came from the Philadelphia Mint, and they were struck in a copper-nickel-clad composition, meaning they were not made of silver. However, a limited number of coins were produced in silver as part of a special proof set for collectors. These silver-proof coins are much rarer than the regular circulation strikes, and their value has soared in recent years. But there's even more to the story. Collectors are also interested in a particular type of 1971 Eisenhower dollar that features a DE mint mark, indicating that it was produced in Denver. These coins, when found in exceptional condition, can fetch significant amounts of money at auction. The most valuable versions of the 1971 Eisenhower dollar are those that are in pristine, uncirculated condition or have been graded as proof coins. Coins that are well preserved and retain their original shine are worth significantly more than those that are worn or have been circulated extensively. So, what is the current value of the 1971 Eisenhower dollar? It might surprise you. While the coin's face value is just $1, a well-preserved, uncirculated 1971 Eisenhower dollar can be worth hundreds of dollars. However, the true treasure lies in the rarer silver-proof versions of the coin. Depending on the condition, these silver versions can sell for anywhere between $15 and $100 for typical examples. But here's the big reveal: the rarest 1971 Eisenhower dollar, the silver proof with the highest grade, can fetch upwards of $40,000 at auction. Yes, you heard that right. A coin originally produced for just $1 can now be worth a staggering $40,000. This makes it one of the most valuable coins from the Eisenhower dollar series. So, if you happen to find a 1971 Eisenhower dollar, don't just dismiss it as a piece of old currency. Take a closer look, because what you hold in your hand could be a rare collectible that's worth far more than its face value. And even if your coin isn't one of the ultra-rare proof versions, it could still hold significant value, especially if it's in good condition. The 1971 Eisenhower dollar stands as a testament to the unpredictable nature of coin collecting. It was initially met with indifference, but over time, it became a piece of history, a symbol of American progress, and a sought-after collectible. The story of this coin is a reminder that value is often determined by rarity, condition, and most importantly, the story behind the item itself. As we wrap up our exploration of the 1971 Eisenhower dollar, remember, the world of numismatics is filled with hidden treasures waiting to be discovered. Whether you're an avid collector or just someone who stumbles upon a coin in your spare change, always keep an eye out, because a seemingly ordinary coin could very well be worth more than you ever imagined. So, if you ever find a 1971 Eisenhower dollar in your pocket or collection, take a moment to appreciate its historical significance. And who knows? Maybe that dollar you thought was just a piece of change could be worth tens of thousands of dollars. Top 3. We're diving into the history of the 1972 United States $1 coin, a piece of American currency that has become a hidden treasure, not because it was initially loved, but because of its rarity, its design, and the incredible journey it has taken through time. The 1972 Eisenhower dollar isn't just another coin in the United States minting history. No, it's more than that. To understand why this particular coin is so fascinating, we must first set the scene of the 1970s, a decade marked by significant social, political, and economic change. The United States was emerging from the turbulence of the 1960s, and President Richard Nixon was in the White House. This era was defined by the space race, political unrest, and the continued quest for stability in an uncertain world. In the midst of this, the U.S. Mint introduced the Eisenhower dollar as part of a larger effort to revitalize the dollar coin and encourage more widespread use of coins in general. The Eisenhower dollar, first minted in 1971, was an ambitious attempt to create a new national icon. It was intended to replace the old, large silver dollar coins that had fallen out of favor due to the increasing use of paper money. The coin was named after Dwight D. Eisenhower, the 34th President of the United States, who had passed away in 1969. He was seen as a symbol of American leadership, a man who had helped guide the nation through World War II and into the space age. In fact, the coin was minted in a way that paid tribute not only to Eisenhower's leadership but also to the iconic Apollo 11 mission, which had landed the first man on the moon in 1969, a monumental achievement that united the country and symbolized its technological prowess. The 1972 Eisenhower dollar's design was based on the 1971 version, which featured an image of Eisenhower on the obverse, designed by chief engraver Frank Gasparo. On the reverse, the coin depicted an eagle landing on the moon, holding an olive branch in its talons, a powerful symbol of peace and strength. Above the eagle was the inscription, E pluribus unum, out of many one, a reminder of the unity that America had shown in its pursuit of space exploration and technological advancement. The reverse also included the words, United States of America, and $1. This design, while majestic and historical, would prove to be part of a bigger story, one that was filled with challenges, changes, and eventual redemption. But why did the 1972 Eisenhower dollar become so significant, particularly among collectors? The answer lies in the specifics of the minting process, the number of coins produced that year, and the hidden gems that emerged from this relatively short-lived series of dollar coins. In 1972, the U.S. Mint faced several challenges with the production and circulation of the Eisenhower dollar. While it was originally hoped that the new coin would replace the paper dollar and become a more popular form of currency, the reality was far different. The coin's large size and weight made it difficult to carry and use in everyday transactions. People quickly rejected the new dollar coin, opting instead for the familiar, convenient paper bills. Even vending machines were slow to adapt to the new coin, causing it to be largely ignored by the general public. As a result, only a relatively small number of 1972 Eisenhower dollars actually circulated. In fact, there were two distinct versions of the 1972 Eisenhower dollar, the regular circulation coins and the proof coins. The regular circulation coins were produced at the Philadelphia Mint, and these were struck in a copper-nickel-clad composition, which gave them a shiny, silver-like appearance. The proof coins, however, were minted in San Francisco and were made specifically for collectors. These coins were struck with more care and attention to detail, giving them a higher quality finish. The proof coins were sold in special sets and were intended to be kept as collectibles rather than used in daily transactions. The 1972 Eisenhower dollar is especially notable because of the error that occurred during the minting process, a mistake that has fascinated numismatists and collectors for decades. This error, known as the 72 double die variety, occurred when the dies used to strike the coins became misaligned, causing the image on the coin to be doubled. While this was a relatively rare mistake, it added a layer of intrigue to the 1972 Eisenhower dollar and immediately made it highly desirable among collectors. Coins featuring this double die error are far rarer than standard examples, and they have been known to fetch incredibly high prices at auction. So, what makes this 1972 Eisenhower dollar truly captivating? The combination of historical significance, the ambitious design honoring President Eisenhower, and the intriguing error coins makes it one of the most desirable and valuable coins in the Eisenhower dollar series. But that's just the beginning. Let's talk about value. In 1972, the Eisenhower dollar had a face value of just $1. But fast forward to today, and the coin has seen a dramatic increase in value, particularly for those in pristine condition or featuring rare errors. A standard 1972 Eisenhower dollar in circulated condition might be worth just a few dollars, but coins that are uncirculated, proof, or have the famous double die error can be worth far more. The true treasure among these coins is the silver-proof version. Because the U.S. Mint only produced a limited number of silver-proof coins in 1972, these coins have become highly sought after by collectors. As time has gone on, the value of these coins has steadily increased. Coins that are in near-perfect condition, whether they're the regular copper-nickel-clad version or the silver-proof, can fetch several $100s. But the real prize is the 1972 Eisenhower dollar with the double die error. Depending on the severity of the error and the coin's overall condition, these rare coins can command prices anywhere from several thousand to tens of thousands of dollars. The most impressive sales have been for coins in nearly perfect condition, where the value has skyrocketed. In recent years, A 1972 Eisenhower dollar featuring the double die error and in near-mint condition has been sold for as much as $57,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $57,000 for a coin that was originally minted for just $1. This incredible value is a testament to how rare and sought after these era coins are among collectors and how much the numismatic community values their historical significance. For anyone who's still skeptical about the value of this coin, think of it like this. The 1972 Eisenhower dollar represents a perfect intersection of history, rarity, and artistry. The image of Eisenhower, the tribute to the Apollo 11 mission, the double die error, all of these elements combine to make this coin one of the most unique and valuable pieces of American currency. And the fact that it has become so highly prized by collectors speaks to the unanticipated ways in which a seemingly ordinary coin can evolve into an extraordinary piece of history. If you happen to find a 1972 Eisenhower dollar in your collection or in a box of old coins, don't just dismiss it. Take a closer look. Could it be one of the rare proof versions? Or even better, could it feature the famous double die error? If it does, you might just have a small fortune on your hands. As we conclude this journey through the 1972 Eisenhower dollar's fascinating history, we're reminded of how even the most ordinary of objects can hold immense value, if only we take the time to appreciate their significance. The 1972 Eisenhower dollar is more than just a coin. It's a piece of history, a work of art, and for the lucky few, a valuable collectible that can change lives. So, the next time you come across a coin like this, don't let it slip through your fingers. It could be worth far more than you ever imagined. And perhaps, it's a reminder that in the world of numismatics, history is often hidden in plain sight. Top 4. We're going to take you on a journey through time to explore the 1974 United States $1 coin, a coin that may appear ordinary to the untrained eye, but for the discerning collector, it's a hidden gem, one that holds significant historical weight, rich symbolism, and, as we'll reveal later, a stunning financial value. So, let's dive into the world of numismatics and unravel the mystery of the 1974 Eisenhower dollar. In the mid-20th century, the U.S. Mint was faced with a challenge. The dollar coin was quickly becoming obsolete. Paper bills were taking over everyday transactions, and the public was losing interest in the large, bulky silver dollar coins that had once been so popular. The U.S. Mint, desperate to revive the dollar coin and make it a staple of American currency once more, turned to a solution that combined both a tribute to the past and an eye to the future. Enter the Eisenhower dollar. Introduced in 1971, the Eisenhower dollar was designed to honor the memory of Dwight D. Eisenhower, the 34th President of the United States, who had passed away just a few years earlier in 1969. Eisenhower's leadership during World War II and his 2 terms as president in the 1950s made him a figure of national reverence. The coin itself was intended to serve as both a reminder of his contributions and a celebration of America's technological and scientific accomplishments, specifically the historic Apollo 11 moon landing of 1969, which occurred during Eisenhower's presidency. As we turn our focus to the 1974 version of this coin, it becomes clear that the Eisenhower dollar would not only be a symbol of the past but a harbinger of the evolving landscape of American coinage. The 1974 Eisenhower dollar, like its predecessors from 1971 and 1972, featured the portrait of President Eisenhower on the obverse, front, side of the coin. The design was the work of chief engraver Frank Gasparo, who wanted to capture Eisenhower's dignified and determined expression, reflecting his status as a wartime general and a leader of the nation. Surrounding the portrait were the words, "Liberty in God we trust," and the year 1974, all etched in bold, clear text out on the reverse, back, side of the coin. Gasparo incorporated a design that paid homage to one of the most important milestones in human history, the moon landing. In a nod to the Apollo 11 mission, the reverse of the coin shows an eagle landing on the moon, with an olive branch in its talons, symbolizing peace. Above the eagle are the words, E pluribus unum, a Latin phrase meaning, out of many one, which is a powerful reminder of the unity of the American people. Additionally, the coin also bore the inscription, United States of America, and the denomination, $1. This striking combination of symbolism, Eisenhower's legacy, and the triumph of space exploration, gave the coin both a timeless and forward-thinking quality. The design of the 1974 Eisenhower dollar was ambitious, combining elements of history, science, and national pride. However, the coin was not without its challenges. One of the primary issues was its size. The Eisenhower dollar was large, bulky, and heavy compared to other coins, which made it impractical for daily use. At a time when Americans were growing accustomed to using paper currency more than coins, the public was not particularly enthusiastic about adopting such a large and unwieldy coin. Vending machines, coin-operated devices, and even cash registers were not initially designed to accept the Eisenhower dollar, further hindering its potential circulation. Despite its practical drawbacks, the coin had one thing working in its favor: its collector appeal. The Eisenhower dollar became a popular item for coin collectors, especially those interested in American history and the space race. The U.S. Mint began to produce proof versions of the coin, which were specially minted for collectors and sold in sets. These proof coins, made with more precision and care, were highly polished and bore a reflective, mirror-like finish. They quickly gained a reputation for being beautiful pieces of American currency, ideal for display and treasured as historical keepsakes. But what makes the 1974 Eisenhower dollar stand out in the world of numismatics? Well, just like with any series of coins, there are variations and unique characteristics that set certain examples apart from the rest. In 1974, the U.S. Mint produced Eisenhower dollars in both Philadelphia and Denver, with each mint marking its coins with a distinctive D or S mint mark for Denver and San Francisco, respectively. The coins struck in Philadelphia had no mint mark, but this distinction played an important role in determining rarity and value. While most 1974 Eisenhower dollars were struck in a copper-nickel-clad composition, there were some special proof versions that were made with 40% silver, which were sold as part of proof sets. These coins have always held more appeal for collectors due to their metal content and the fact that they were produced in limited quantities. For example, the 1974 silver-proof Eisenhower dollar, struck in San Francisco, was a limited edition release, and as a result, these coins have become increasingly rare and valuable over time. The 1974 silver-proof coins have attracted much attention in recent years because of their quality and rarity. Not only do they showcase the unique design of the Eisenhower dollar, but they also highlight the U.S. Mint's dedication to producing beautiful, high-quality coins for collectors. Now, let's take a moment to talk about the real treasure within the 1974 Eisenhower dollar series. As we've seen, the coin itself is relatively common, and it may not stand out to the average person. However, as is often the case with rare collectibles, certain versions of the coin are much rarer and more valuable than others. The 1974 Eisenhower dollar with the D mint mark, struck in Denver, is relatively common, but the true prize lies in the rare silver-proof coins. These silver-proof coins, often found in pristine condition, can fetch impressive prices at auction. But what truly sets the 1974 Eisenhower dollar apart is the incredible demand for high-grade examples, especially those with exceptional clarity and detail. Coins that are graded as proof or uncirculated by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, can command significant sums, depending on their condition. For example, an uncirculated 1974 Eisenhower dollar with the S mint mark in perfect condition could be worth several $100s, while one of the rare silver-proof coins in a higher grade could bring in much more. Now, for the big reveal. How much is the 1974 Eisenhower dollar worth today? While the typical 1974 coin might be worth only a few dollars, the silver-proof versions have seen an incredible increase in value, particularly in recent years. Coins that are in pristine condition, graded as near mint or higher, can easily fetch anywhere between $50 to $300. However, for those coins that possess perfect proof-like qualities and come with certifications or historical significance, prices have skyrocketed. In fact, the most sought-after 1974 Eisenhower dollars have sold for up to $55,000 at auction, especially those that feature the silver content and are graded as being in impeccable condition. Yes, you heard that right, $55,000 for a coin that was originally minted for just $1. This dramatic leap in value is a testament to the unpredictability and excitement of coin collecting. It's a reminder that hidden treasures can lie in the most unexpected places, and that a coin as simple as the 1974 Eisenhower dollar can become the centerpiece of an extensive collection. For collectors and enthusiasts, the value of the 1974 Eisenhower dollar has proven to be much more than a passing curiosity. It's a piece of history, an embodiment of American pride, and a valuable asset that can appreciate dramatically over time. The combination of its compelling design, historical significance, and the rare nature of high-grade specimens means that it remains a coin of immense interest to numismatists. So, the next time you come across a 1974 Eisenhower dollar, take a moment to pause and reflect. It may just be a seemingly ordinary coin to you, but for those who appreciate the history, rarity, and beauty of American currency, it could be the key to unlocking a world of valuable collectibles.